Welcome everybody to Spotlight 814. I am your host, Ryan Dolly, and I am in the studio with my co-host, Brenna Thumler.
I'm Brenna Thumler.
Hi, Brenna Thumler.
Hello, not Brenna Thumler.
Yeah, I'm not Brenna Thumler. We have two very special guests this week. We have Betsy Butoryak from PACA, and you are on the board, right?
I am.
The president? Or
No, I'm only the secretary.
only the secretary? There's no only. There's no only. The secretary
You are the
takes...
gosh
yes.
darn secretary.
It's the crap job.
It's a lot of work.
And that voice is the one and only Mark Tanenbaum.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to
Ryan,
see you guys.
Brenna.
Yeah, good to have you here.
It's always a
Both
pleasure.
of you.
Yeah. Betsy, I never got a chance to tell you how much I loved you in Spooked.
That was the first thing I told her on the message that I was
Absolutely
man.
loved it.
I
Your
played a
performance-
grumpy old lady. It wasn't much of a stretch.
I relate to that. I somehow I relate to grumpy old women.
You are very close to a grumpy
You're
old
my
lady.
hero.
Yeah, like it's my spirit animal.
Well, thank you very
Grumpy old
much. I
woman.
appreciate that.
That was my favorite show last year.
Well, while we're
I-
passing out the kudos, I enjoyed your performance very much in Tootsie.
Oh, thank
I
you,
thought
Mark.
you had the best song, and you delivered the heck out of it. I loved it.
I'm going tonight.
Oh, it's so
awesome.
great.
Yeah. I loved you in Rent.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I saw you in
my
Rent too. Yeah,
God.
in Meadville.
I had seen it before, and I was like, but oh my God, you
That
guys
cast.
brought it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That cast was
wonderful.
incredible.
I was going to say that's a great show. That's easily to do. It's easy to do it badly.
It is, yeah.
And then you watch the show and you're like, why is all the hype about
That's
this
what I
show?
thought.
Yeah.
And then when you really see it done well, you're like, oh, well, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I saw a TikTok video of this lady with her kid, and like 6-year-old kid was obsessed with Rent, but he was like, "Why don't they just get jobs?" Show's over.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's from La Boheme, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get jobs.
Actually, I remember somebody was doing stand-up when I was touring with the comedy troupe, and the guy was saying, you know, we were a bunch of artists, and we've been in a lot of places, and we've done a lot of things, but you know what the first thing we did wherever we were? Paid the rent.
Yeah.
He said, like, whatever it was, we paid the rent, or they would throw us out.
You get a job, you pay the rent.
It all makes sense to me.
Or they put you on the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Pay the rent.
It's like, we won't pay
we
the
can't
rent.
pay the rent
Why not?
because we're artists.
Because we're artists. They have to pay us to live.
Yeah. That's insane. The whole like concept of it. It's like just pay the rent. Just do it. Like
There's an old movie of it. There's an old movie of La Boheme.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. It was a fun show. So, PACA has
Yes.
a ton going on right now. Like a ton.
Ton.
Like,
We are the place to be.
yeah. Every time I turn around, there's something new. And like things are like happening on the same nights on different floors, and it's just like so much stuff.
And all the shows I've seen there have been incredible.
Yes.
So well done, so well performed, just
Right.
good shows in general.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That's our number one thing is we want to do good work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite show of 2023 was Crocodile Fever.
That was a great show.
Oh, that was us too.
I loved it.
We still have the crocodile.
Yeah, I know. I was there for WQLN interviewing Mark, and we had the crocodile in the background.
Right.
We
actually got that
little Easter egg.
Rich Trisbiak's team at Academy High School
Okay.
made that originally, and they did it originally for
Audrey too.
Yeah, Audrey too. Yeah,
Okay,
it was Audrey too.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I
if you
could-
take the eyes off that, and, okay, so we then got this thing and we repainted it and put teeth on it and made it a girl, and and made it took the girl away because it had a big lipstick. on it.
Right.
Took the girl away from it, and we made a crocodile out of it. But those guys manufactured it. You know.
I could tell that was an Audrey too.
Yeah.
I knew it. I had a
Yeah.
sneaking suspicion.
Yeah, for Little Shop of Horrors when they did it.
So come and see it at the Valentine show because
Yeah,
it'll
it'll still be in
there.
the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
It's too big to get through the door.
We can't get it out.
It's like 40 inches, and our
We
doors
don't
are
live there.
36 inches.
You
We had
should
to
set
take it
up a
apart.
little photo booth.
Oh my
It
god.
opens
You can
up.
get in it.
You can
Yeah,
sit in
Up
it.
it.
Yeah.
I was so paid for that fundraiser if I could go sit inside a crocodile.
Write that down.
Write that down. Photo fundraiser.
All right. So, speaking of fundraisers, we have this show. It's called Same Time Next Year by Bernard Slade.
Yeah.
And that is starring Adele, Crotty, and Ken Brundage.
Ken
Correct.
Brundage.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ken in ages.
No one has.
Where
I pulled him back out.
from where?
I don't know, but I got him.
Are you
He's like
chaining him up somewhere? And
He's like the Daniel Day-Lewis of Erie theater. You know, every 3 years he comes out and just kills it.
yeah.
Yeah. They have such great chemistry. They really pull it off.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure you're capable of more. Again, come out more often.
come out more often, Ken.
He's very good.
Yeah, we know what Adele can do. She's great.
Yeah.
She's great. So tell us a little bit about the show
Well,
and like what when it is.
right.
and stuff
It
like
is on Valentine's Day. Last year I came up with the idea, there's nothing to do in February. Why don't we do a Valentine event as a fundraiser? And it was like wonderful. This February, there is like everything to
Everything.
do.
Yeah.
It's just, every time you turn around, it's like something's on Friday, then it's on Wednesday, then it's on Friday. It's everywhere. So we've really been competing for tickets.
Yeah.
You know?
There's so much going on.
And it's
Like,
one day. You have to come
Yeah.
to this, but it's a big party. So we,
Right.
it's a big. There's food and drinks and.
Yeah, first of all, it begins down in the City Gallery
Okay.
at 1503, and we're having a pre-show reception, which includes catered hors d'oeuvres by Callie's West, and we have all the wine is donated by Mazza Winery. We have Blind Tiger beverages,
Nice.
and then of course soft drinks as well. And then that lasts for an hour. We have a graphic artist named Luke Scribner who's going to be there to
Yeah.
do sketches of couples or people for a donation.
Oh, that's
And
great.
so he's
Right.
he's
good.
gonna like pencil those up and make stuff.
And he, if I can, he's a great actor too. So
Yeah, Luke is also.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
in my play last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, and Luke was in Line in Winter, and he's
Yep.
in an upcoming show at PACA, the Eugene O'Neill play.
Long Day's Journey into
Journey
Night.
into Night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to be there at his little table with his pen and paper, and he will
Talented.
draw pictures of people together on Valentine's Day if they want him to.
Nice.
That's so cute.
That's awesome.
Just a cool little thing we sort of threw in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that lasts from 6 to 7. Then you go upstairs, and we do have an elevator operator all night, so no one has to worry about taking the steps. And when you come into the main lobby outside the theater, Laura Schaff, who has Wicked Sister art, is going to have a display up there for people to look at her art and purchase if they wish.
Love Laura.
Yeah, and
She's
she
great.
will be there.
Also a great actor,
Yes, very good.
and she was in the Crocodile Show.
She was. She was
And-
my favorite part of that show.
Yeah, she was great.
She was great.
So then after that, you go into the theater. The show starts at 7:30. Me, I guess, kind of did it as like a hybrid because most of the time, a stage reading, they just sit at a table and they read. Well, because we're reflecting these people through 5-year increments, they have to change.
Right.
Their hair changes, their clothes change.
Styles,
The
everything.
styles change, the music changes. So it's, I think, a little more like a play and less like a reading. Plus, when they are doing the reading part, Adele and Ken are so good that you really forget
Yeah.
that they're reading.
Yeah.
And so each of the scenes is about 15 minutes. We have an intermission between the first and second act where we're also going to have cookies and cupcakes and, again, free wine and whatever else you want. And you're out of there by, I don't know, 9:30 at the latest.
Right.
I have got fabulous. It's worth coming just for the raffle baskets.
Oh yeah, the raffle baskets are amazing, and people have
have-
been very generous.
Oh, and I always do my raffle baskets from local businesses.
Right.
So I've got everything from restaurants. I think I have every venue for entertainment in this town. I have the climbing wall. I have the Victorian Princess. I even have a theater on the road basket. I got the Comedy Center up in Jamestown donated. Franklin donated,
Okay.
and Meadville donated. So if
great.
people want to see stuff other places, they have 2 tickets to go do that.
That's so great.
That's incredible.
You know?
And we have some things by our lovely
And
Brenna
Right.
Conlon.
The
Brenna's
lovely
in it.
Brenna makes the most adorable clay created. Is that how you say it? They look like bouquets of flowers, and they're just adorable. So we have those in a few of the baskets. I told her that it killed me to put them in the baskets because they're so cute. So I hope people really like those. But we've got couples massage, you name it. it's worth coming just to do the raffle.
I have one of those bouquets sitting at my station at the Playhouse right now.
Oh, they're just darling.
It has a little name tag. It says Ryan on it.
Wow.
Very, very
I had
small.
to learn to work
nice.
very, very small.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But I do think people find it entertaining. It's one of my favorite movies. I love the score to it, and they really do bring it to life.
And
I'm
it's a
very
beautiful love
excited
story.
about it.
I
It
mean,
is.
it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Same time next year is a beautiful story
Yeah.
of love over time.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and oftentimes you see this instant love or this
Right.
young love or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Love's more than that, and this play reflects that.
And what you see is like the bond that they form over all. They only see each other one day
Every
a
year.
year.
Yeah.
But there's such a bond between the two of them that even though they have separate lives with families, on this one day, it's like they're soulmates.
Yeah.
And
do their
it goes
families
it
know?
goes beyond the physical. I won't tell you.
Spoilers! Stop asking this question.
See,
I need to know. I need to know.
if you were attending, you would know.
That's right.
I know.
You're going to Annie.
I know.
But actually, one of the gift baskets has a copy of the movie.
Okay.
So
Nice.
there you
Okay.
go. So we got that covered.
I love a transformative piece. I love seeing people
Right.
change over such a long period of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like such a good character.
Yeah, and they do some of it off book. So it
Yeah, they're 90% memorized. These guys
yeah.
can't even read things 5 times without memorizing it.
Right.
You know, it's amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
I still don't have my lines
yeah.
memorized for Tootsie. We close this
You're
week.
in the show, right?
We close this week.
You might want to get on that.
So Brenna has some fun facts.
I do have some facts.
about the show.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, so the show itself premiered in 1975, so it's quite old. I know the movie came out 3 years after that.
When you say quite old, Brenna, I graduated high school in 76. So
No comment.
it's a quite young
you, Betsy.
show. It's a
Brand
very,
new.
very, very
It's
out of the
youthful.
It's a sprightly young show.
And it premiered in New York City. It ran for like 3.5 years, so it was on
Yeah.
there for a long time. It's been translated into over 40 languages.
We're using English.
yeah,
It's good to know.
I was hoping it'd be in
we're so
Cantonese.
lowbrow.
Yeah.
A little bit about Bernard Slade, who is the playwright. He started as an actor, and then he moved on to do Hollywood sitcoms. So he wrote, I think, 17 episodes of Bewitched.
No kidding.
And yeah, he created The Partridge Family.
No kidding.
And The Flying Nun was
No
another
kidding.
big show that
Oh,
he
my
did.
goodness.
Yeah, so that's kind of his background.
I didn't know that.
And then he did three of his Broadway shows that he did became films. And this particular one, same time next year, was nominated for a Tony for Best Play, and has been discussed as one of the most produced plays in the world. So, like, this is a really big deal. This is a big show, and
There's a sequel too.
yeah, it was the same time another
Same
year.
time another year.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yep.
That is so weird. I didn't know
Because I
that.
remember seeing the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the movie came out first.
It's an awful title for that because it's like
They're already coming
yeah,
back
it's-
another year.
It's already
What?
another year.
al-
It's like next year's another year.
Same
So
time
it's-
next year. Right.
Yeah.
Every
so-
year.
Same time another time.
Yeah, you don't hear much about that one.
Yeah, no, probably for a good reason.
Yeah.
And last year, what did you do last year? It's a
We did
similar love story.
We did
of-
love letters.
Love letters.
Okay.
Yeah. So
which
love
is
letters.
written as a stage reading.
Right.
But again, those guys just did an amazing job
Yeah.
with it. That was such a great show.
I only get the best for these,
And it-
these
yeah.
readings.
I mean, people were sobbing in the audience. I mean, it's this stuff is moving and lovely and romantic.
Yeah. Speaking
beautiful.
of sobbing, we attended Weird Romance
yeah.
at PACA
Yeah.
last week, and in the second act,
Uh-huh.
there was a woman behind us, just sobbing. I was not expecting that
Yeah.
at Weird Romance.
yeah.
Um,
It was a very, very emotional.
That second act.
Yeah.
That second act.
Really
It's almost like
good.
weird and romance. It's like the
Right,
two
right.
acts are different.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I didn't think about that.
I mean, the second act is weird too. But
Yes.
it's like, because like in the context of what happens, like
Yes.
you wouldn't be expecting it to be sad, you know, because it's kind of wild. Like they're
Yeah.
bringing out
Holograms.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
holograms and stuff, and you know, Patrick.
All right.
Oh my God.
I think the
he
cast is
just-
great.
Oh,
Patrick
my
is too
Lord.
much. Patrick is too much. I mean,
I love
Yeah.
him.
Patrick
the-
is never too much.
Yeah.
There's never too much Patrick.
yeah. Well, he steals the show, and he's
does.
on in like the least amount of time.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
out there just like
You can't not watch it.
can't not watch him.
No. in the first act, the way he moves his mouth is the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing.
But yeah, then that's a
Yeah.
great cast. And Bob Martin, of course, did an amazing job directing that.
Yeah.
Every year, Bob directs a musical for us at PACA, and every single year he brings a great cast together. People want to work with him because he does such a great job, and he picks great pieces. Last year he did The Fantastics,
Right.
and we sold out like little demons. And then
Longest running off-Broadway show?
longest running Broadway show.
a
And
reason.
somebody beat that?
No, I said for a reason.
Oh, I was going to say,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it did thousands
No,
of shows.
yeah,
I
so
can't
many.
even imagine.
They don't run them that long now.
Yeah, I
No,
can't
they
imagine that's going to stand forever.
Yeah.
And like this year was, a very famous, Alan Menken piece, but that's of all the pieces that Alan Menken is famous for, including Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
I never heard of this play.
No.
I never heard of any song. I had no idea what this show was about till I
Right,
saw
right.
it.
Yeah, and that closes this weekend.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yep,
by the
Saturday,
time
Sunday.
Yep, by the time this episode drops, it'll be too late
Over.
to see it.
But we'll mention
But-
it live.
Yeah, we will mention it on the live. We're gonna go live for the second half of the podcast.
This is why it's so good to have places like PACA and
Yeah.
Drama Shop who are like introducing the community to these
Correct.
lesser known works.
Right.
Because it's incredible.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen in both places are such good works of art.
Yes, and I think both of us are really trying to do that, is
Right.
to try to produce things that are excellent and high quality without... That sounds like bring in the cellos.
Yeah, we're bringing the cellos for this conversation.
What was I saying? But it's, I think to try to bring things, and honestly, I think if people go to both theaters often enough, they begin to trust the theater. Erie has a little bit of hesitancy to go to plays they never heard of.
Exactly.
And it's hard to sell them.
Yeah.
Because the audience says, well, I just have never heard of that show before.
Right.
And we have.
Right.
That's the thing, is to come and trust the producers of the show.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to bring a work
Yep.
all the time.
I trust everything that goes on at PACA because everything I've seen since I've been back from overseas has just been incredible.
Yeah, it's
Everything.
I'm surprised how many people, when I was going out trying to get contributions and stuff, said, "Where is that?"
yeah, never heard of us.
I'm going, "Oh my gosh, take
I
2
know.
tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
Please come see us." We're
If they see us, they'll come back.
Yeah,
they will.
absolutely.
They really will. The thing is we it's a blessing and a curse for the theaters that we have got so much talent in this town and so many venues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's difficult to get to all the shows.
Yeah,
I always
I
say
can't do it.
I can do a show or I can go to a show. I
Yeah.
can't do both because it's just we really are really lucky the amount of theater we have.
Yes.
Because Drama Shop had Sexy Stories. What's the name? Hot Stories?
Sexy stories. I like that one better.
It's something like
Erotic
that.
fiction.
Erotic fiction. All right. Okay. all right.
I like sexy stories
You were
better.
close.
I was paraphrasing, but I wanted to see it, but I just can't see it. I mean, I'm just not going to have a chance to see the show.
Yeah.
And I had to I squeezed in your show,
Yeah.
and at Tootsie at the Playhouse, that was the only day I had free.
I'm going tonight because it's the only day I have free.
Yeah.
But yeah, erotic fiction. Warner Books also gave us a donation anyway.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
give them a shout out.
We love
Oh,
Warner
we
Books.
give
Oh, man.
Warner Books.
Yeah.
Warner
but
Books is our sponsor. We,
The one day that they don't have a show is my show.
Right.
So that worked out well.
Okay.
I said,
Okay,
thank
yeah.
you for not doing it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
But it's just spectacular, and to have a play in Warner Books. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the big part, that Drama Shop is being so creative about even breaking out of the venue that they have. There's their theater in the Renaissance Center. They're expanding and trying new things, and and the audience has to make an effort to follow that.
Yeah.
And I understand that's difficult.
They had a great audience last night.
That's
I
great.
saw. Yeah.
And erotic fiction takes place in a bookstore, I think.
Yes,
so
that's
it's
the
a
thing,
great
yeah.
crossover.
Sexy
Fire.
stories.
Yeah, sexy stories.
We changed the
sorry.
title.
You have to do this when you
So
say it.
sorry.
Sexy stories. I don't know. These are my sexy stories shoulders. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little bit about Tethered,
Oh yeah.
another thing going on at PACA this coming week, and the possible potential eclipse
Oh,
rooftop
yeah.
party.
Well, yes.
So,
We haven't passed that by the board yet, so
oh, okay. Well, the board's right here.
the power of the board.
Yeah, power of the board. All right, so we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, and we are still here with Betsy Butoryak and Mark Tanenbaum from PACA, and there's just so much happening over there.
Yeah.
We just discussed same time next year, which
Right.
is happening on Valentine's Day.
Right.
Tickets are still available.
Tickets are still available, and they could even come to the door, but let's buy them online. Makes it easier.
Jump online, do it. What's the website for that? Is it
PACA1505.org.
.org.
.org? Okay.
Yeah, PACA 1505, which your address on state, and then .org, and you can buy tickets online, and we'll have a guest list.
Perfect.
We'll include that link in our post.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
But yeah, we're busy. As soon as Weird Romance shuts down Sunday,
Yeah.
we immediately tear that set apart Sunday afternoon and build Betsy's set because she opens Wednesday, and
Yeah.
they would like to rehearse on the set.
It'd be nice as an
At least
actor.
once.
Yeah.
As an actor, I can
That's
appreciate
right.
that.
Just get the feel of the stage. No matter how good the actors are. I mean, when you have, Ken and Adele, working on your stage, you can rely on them
Absolutely.
to transfer it. But it's difficult to transfer from the rehearsal hall to the stage. It's,
Even timing the entrances and the time it takes to
Walk
change
to
where
this
the
place to
music
do a thing,
interlude's
yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
There's just all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for
Them
sure.
doing the show is the easy part. It's all the stuff around it.
And
Right.
people memorize their lines based on what they're doing and where they are
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
So that's a technique that most actors use.
Yeah.
Is people say, how did you memorize all those lines? Like, well, when I walk across the thing here, I'm talking about this.
When I get to the couch,
then I say
this.
this.
When people ask me how I memorize my lines, I say I didn't.
I'm still memorizing my lines.
We notice.
What is memorized?
Not wrote. That's so old-fashioned.
I didn't.
Improv is such a handy tool.
So then we have that show. So our show ends. The Weird Romance ends Sunday. Your show goes up for Wednesday. We immediately tear that down or alter it so that Tethered, which goes up Friday and Saturday,
Yeah.
on the same stage,
Yeah.
goes up, and then of course that's through the whole building. So that's a whole nother animal. And then as soon as that's over, Monday we tear down for Long Day's Journey into Night, which is a complicated set to build.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit more about Tethered?
Probably I can,
Okay.
as much as I can, because it isn't something we want you to be
Prepared
really
for.
know about, because it's a reactionary play. But the thing that's unique about it is, and this is a concept that John Lyons, who's the executive producer of it, brought back from a show he saw in New York. And I apologize because I cannot remember the name of the
Well,
show.
I apologize because I saw that show in New York and I can't remember it. It's a quote from Shakespeare.
I know,
but it's
and
not.
I can't remember. But anyhow,
Gosh,
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I
too.
know. Well, somebody's screaming out if you think of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the premise is that it's about the breakdown of a relationship, and kind of from both of the people in the relationships take on what happened or how it happened, and then we have interpretive dance that coordinates with that.
Okay.
But
film also and music also.
yeah, there's
a
film,
new score.
there's music. It's so unique that you really do have to see it to even know what it's going to be. Hopefully, it will be successful. We've done well as far as ticket sales. They're
Good.
killing me on ticket sales, but anyway, we actually have SafeNet partnering with us because we're afraid that not afraid, but we're concerned that people may be triggered by because some of the images are very unsettling and very graphic.
Right.
And so we have SafeNet there. If somebody sees a situation and it triggers something that happened to them, we do have ways for them to go to a safe space.
I will give
and
CPR.
chill. Anyway.
All right.
I'm kidding. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know where the
He'll just kiss your mouth.
CPR station is.
If you're feeling upset, Mark Tanenbaum will kiss you on the mouth.
Oh, that'll help.
Don't be too afraid, people. You can still get tickets and you're going to be okay.
We're glad you already bought your tickets. Anyhow, and then we have security in the building. Just
Yep.
as
Elevator
you know,
operator.
Elevator operator that is going to go all night long. We have support people who will direct you from place to place. Our elevator operator has the unique opportunity and challenge of kind of moving the people around, because when you get on that elevator, you don't know where you're going to go.
Right.
It's a non-linear story. So
Right.
you can pick it up anywhere, but he can say, well, I might have 30 people on the 5th floor. Maybe I'll put these people on the 2nd floor.
Okay.
Or, 2nd floor is a very intense floor. It's like 3 scenes. So maybe we want to have them go see the dancers on the 5th floor to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's got a little bit of people management there to just kind of keep things flowing. We have walkie-talkies so that we can communicate on the floors.
Are they doing masks?
I'm not sure.
Because when we were in New York City, we wore masks.
The people don't wear masks. I think some of the actors wear masks.
Here lies love.
I think
Here lies
love.
That's
Yes.
the one. It
That's
was on the
not-
tip of my tongue.
That's not the one he saw.
No?
No.
If this was in the
It's
Chelsea Hotel in Chelsea,
No,
New York.
this he saw.
saw it.
It was something else. But anyway,
Well, damn.
It was
I
what
thought I
dreams
had
may
it.
come.
that might.
It's a Shakespearean quote.
Oh God, I can't think of
And it's from the Scottish play.
Oh well, whatever. But but anyway, and then there are going to be, when you register, you have the opportunity to interact with the actors in their scenes if you wish, or they will interact with you. So if you
Right.
want to be part of this immersive experience, you'll have a band on that
Okay.
the actors know,
And they can pull you in.
They can pull you in, or you can go.
Because there's some little rooms that are really no larger than this podcast
Right.
room.
Yeah.
So that there's somebody they set it up and they might just pull in a person
Right.
and negotiate with them as part of the acting and bring you into the thing and then have you have a unique experience.
Yeah.
And then they let you go and somebody else comes out.
And the whole 5th floor, which
Yeah.
we recently installed full lighting on and put heat
that.
in.
Looks
We're
great.
very excited about the space.
Very excited.
Is going to be
And that's gonna grow.
all interpretive dance.
That's a future
which
venue.
is really going to be cool.
This is sounding more and more like Kennywood Fright Nights. Like a haunted house
Except
walkthrough.
emotional.
But you can, we're having
They're allowed to touch you, but
we're having one performance every hour. The
Yeah.
performance all run concurrently. Did I
Oh
do
my
something?
God.
Okay.
Time out.
Anyway.
Brenna, are you okay?
I'm all right. My microphone just fell off the table.
Detached from the table.
Oh my.
Okay, we're just going to take a little pause. Okay, we're back after Brenna had
Technical difficulties.
Yes.
Brenna had a
Brenna ripped her microphone off the wall.
Brush with the deck.
brush with Beth. Yeah.
Anyway,
Tethered.
Yes.
Back to tether.
So anyway, but anyway, it's going to be a very unique experience that nobody in Erie, I don't think, has ever
Yeah.
experienced before. So, and there's like a ton of people between everything. There's like, I think 50
people,
performers
yeah.
In the cast.
including dancers and actors. We have a whole support team. We have, security. We've
There's
got
lights
so
up in the
much.
bolted lights in the ceiling of all
Yeah.
of our hallways on the 4th floor and the
Yeah.
3rd floor. So you go down these long hallways and stuff's happening on the walls and on the light systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you said there's music and film. Is that all by locals? Like the
Yeah,
original.
Tony Gray wrote, I think, an hour-long.
Yeah, he
musical
wrote the
production to
music.
it,
The music was written just for this. Jesse James, who is absolutely invaluable,
Love that
has been. He is just a genius. He's done like all the speakers and figuring everything out and putting up lighting, and
He taught me everything I know about lighting.
he is
at WQLN.
amazing.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you because I don't want to ruin it. But there's one scene on the 2nd floor that he created that is just.
And we built
you
a set
can't
for that,
stop
yeah.
looking at
Yeah.
it. It's really cool.
So there's
It's
like
an illusion, but it's just so neat.
So we have the music room that Dig It Dave does the Sunday music series that we have.
Yeah.
So we had to take all that stuff down. Dig It had to take all that stuff down and park it someplace, and then we built another set back there using some of the pieces that we have in our prop room.
Right.
And so that, and then there's one in the art gallery, and
Right.
then one on the stage, all
Yeah.
happening at the same
So
time.
the 2nd floor is a very busy floor.
Busy
Yeah,
floor.
There's
and
a
then
lot
the
going
second
on, and they're all
But
different.
the 5th floor is
Yeah.
also very cool because it's gigantic.
Yeah.
It's 5,600 square feet. It's 5,600 square feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you walk up in there, people don't have any idea how big our building is.
It's huge. It's
Our
massive.
building is huge.
It's massive. I had a nice little tour of it when we were interviewing you, and it's a really cool space. Let's move on from tethered and talk a little bit now, since we're talking about the building.
Okay.
We're at the 5th floor,
Right?
so let's
Little
go to
bit
the
further
rooftop.
Oh, yeah, rooftop
Let's
party.
go to the rooftop
the roof
party.
is so cool.
So
Right.
what's going on the roof?
Well, we have been planning. We've been trying to get the roof done well for years. So, but we've been turned down. So there's RCAP grants and there's different kind of grants.
Yes.
And there are grants because we're on the National Historic Register, and there's grants because we're in the we're the first and only so far. I mean, Erie designated historic landmark building in Erie with the new designation. So there's lots to be concerned about historic components of it, but we also want to show our stuff off. So you want to use the building. It's one thing to preserve a building. It's another thing to preserve it and then create events or programming that takes place in it that generates enough revenue to pay all the utilities and the gas and the electric and the insurance and the taxes and the elevator inspection fees and the wastewater backflow system testing every year.
Yeah.
So it's all the stuff that goes involved in owning a building, and the revenue to pay for that so that you're breaking even, which is our goal, it pays for itself. So having a venue on the rooftop, because there isn't one in Erie.
That rooftop, your
Well,
rooftop
it's so
there is
cool.
beautiful.
Well, you
I
can
love
see
it.
the lake.
Yeah.
So you're up there and you can see the lake from
The
there.
view is incredible.
It's incredible, right? So it's beautiful, beautiful, and like at nighttime in the summertime, it's stunning because you're above all the lights, and it's just gives you a view of the stars that's just different. It's the whole thing is wonderful up there.
If we took about 5 floors off the Renaissance building, you'd have a much better view of the lake.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
If you could
That's
just saw
step
that
2.
off.
Let's tear it down.
We're writing a grant right now. But we didn't get the grant. So our goal at that point was to put a green roof on the north side, which is 5,600 square feet surface level, and then on the south side we actually had somebody who donated enough money for us to put solar panels
Okay.
up on the south side, 5 rows, 140 feet long each, and that would have generated enough electricity to almost cut our electricity in half.
Yeah.
So if we had been able to do that, but here's a fun fact: we are on the wrong side of the railroad tracks.
Literally.
Literally, and all the economic development money and the tax break money stop at the railroad tracks. So the person that was going to donate us the money couldn't take it off their taxes the way they needed to do it, and they opted not to do that. So we weren't able to gain that
And
because
we're on the historic register.
right, it didn't matter.
It's crazy.
It's geographic, and it stops literally. We're the next building. We're the next building up,
Man.
and we had to give them back his money.
That hurts.
That's awful.
So
Isn't that?
yeah, so our goal was to put the solar panels in, and then there's a machine, it's made in Israel that manufactures water out of the air. So it's like a dehumidifier, but it's big. It's like a 5-foot cubed, and it would have manufactured enough 120 gallons a day.
Okay.
So it would have manufactured enough water to water our green roof and to supply all the wastewater system through our building
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
Right.
So we would have had a solar panel that ran a machine that made the water to water the green roof that we then would use for weddings and venues and things like that, and lights up and fences around and make it safe, and access to bathrooms and all the other stuff that needs to be done to be a public venue. But we just didn't get the grant. So we've tried a couple times, and it's competitive.
So
And we lost. So but we do want to use the space.
Yeah.
Sorry, not crying over spilled milk here.
Oh yeah, I mean it's an awesome space, like I said, and
But
you
the-
guys are planning something for
So
a
the-
huge event happening in Erie.
So we're going to have a huge event up there. So we're going to use the 5th floor. We can't traipse all the people on our roof. So when you do a green roof, you actually surface it differently
Okay.
so that you can walk on the roof. We can walk on our roof, but it's not designed to party up there.
Right.
So, you can put a hole in the roof. You can, if you have high heels and you puncture our roof, what rain will come in. So
Yeah.
that's a bad idea. So what we're planning on doing is putting the party on the 5th floor, and then we'll go up for the eclipse, and we'll give everybody glasses. Everybody gets glasses. Everybody gets a T-shirt, food, coffee, some alcohol, music. I don't know, music.
We're still
video.
working
We're
on
still,
Still
working
working on it. Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
still working on it.
I know it's early stages.
Yeah.
So
It's early stages, but the idea is to, first of all, capitalize on the fact that Erie is the epicenter of the eclipse on
Yeah.
the planet.
Right.
And which,
hotels are like the cheap hotels are going for like $800-900 a
Right.
night right now.
We
Right.
should actually just rent air mattresses
yeah,
on
just
the
sleep
roof.
on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we're hoping. I mean, I don't know what the tickets are going to be, but we're hoping that they're pricey enough that we can make it as a fundraiser, and then we spend that money directly back into our building all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's an expensive building to improve because it's so big that that you don't need 4 sheets of drywall. You need 100 sheets of drywall.
Yeah,
You need everything costs more, and because it's commercial, so all the 2x4s are made out of metal. They're not wood. No, there's no wooden 2x4s in the building.
Yep.
I mean stud walls.
Sure.
For the walls. All of the electricity we don't use. Cable, we use everything's in metal, like metal MC, metal clad. So everything's in tubes and cable, and everything's upgraded, and there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm doing a fundraiser. Please come to my show.
Right. So and in Betsy's, like on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So and it's great. Same time next year. So
But same time another year.
well,
same time next year.
we put that new front door on, and that was about $30,000.
Yeah.
Like people have no idea what stuff costs, and like I'm shocked every time they say, "Oh, this is going to be $10,000." I'm like, "You're
Yeah.
kidding
Because you
me."
have historical things you have to comply
It's
with.
historical components.
For
so,
sure.
So those doors were handmade for us. So they made them, and then we had to put the hardware on it. So that was another $5,000, and then we put the security system. That was another $5,000.
Okay.
So it was $20,000 to build the things, but we didn't have enough money to do the outside edge.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we make enough money from Betsy's.
Please come to my show.
So come to Betsy's show.
Valentine's Day.
And they'll build an outside edge, so we kind of have a marquee when
Yeah.
you walk in the building that
That'd be cool.
matches all of the oak inside the main foyer. So he's carving, that's like spoon carving all the framing of all the stuff, so it looks pretty and it doesn't look as run down. I mean, it's an old building. It's easy for an old building to run down.
Yeah,
and it had what they call deferred maintenance, which means nobody did anything to it for 25 or 30 years, and then it just gets worse. And then we picked it back up, and it's not like we have $1 million to throw at the building. Like every time you turn around, someone's getting $12 million to do this project. And if you had that kind of money, if we had that kind of money at PACA, then we would do it.
I'm applying for all the grants.
All
next
the
year.
grants, every grant.
I
But,
want 12 million.
Yeah, it's there. It's competitive.
Well, then we'll come and see you.
Then we'll
because
come to
we're
your
gonna be
venue.
So when you come to my show, you'll be contributing. When you
To the
drive
doors.
down State Street, you
Yeah.
can say, I did that.
Yeah.
It looks
You
great.
know, you can appreciate that you had a small part.
But we're
in
like 10
getting
grand
that
under.
done.
The finishing of the doors is about another 10 grand.
Okay.
To finish the outside and little side things and make them oak and match it all up and make
Yeah.
it pretty and change the light so that it looks more attractive.
Please come to my show.
And it's and then the other part would be if we were able to raise money from the 5th floor solar eclipse party. That was going to go into build new bathrooms on the 5th floor.
Okay.
Right? Currently, you can use the bathrooms on the 4th floor. You're allowed to be one floor off.
Yeah.
And this is a one-day fundraiser. So we're just going to do that, have them come up, be safe, contribute money, have a good time, create community, and then all of the money that we get from that is going to go into a further improvement of the 5th floor so that we have exhibition space and a useful space so that people can come and do different things. Actually, I just talked to somebody yesterday that they're looking for a space.
Good.
And they just need to use space to... There's a dearth of space, believe it or not. I mean, for all the talent that everything does and all the buildings in Erie, there's just not a place that you can just go get and do something.
Yeah.
if
And we
you
will
want
have
to.
the elevator running for the
Yeah.
event, so people don't have to walk all the way to
Yeah.
the 5th
I
floor.
love that elevator,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well,
It's
Second
just,
oldest in Erie.
Yeah.
Really?
It's charming.
Yeah.
What's the oldest one? Do you
I
know?
think the one in the back of the building is the oldest one, isn't
is
it?
the one in the back.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah,
we have both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one in the front.
It's the oldest functioning
Yeah.
Yeah.
elevator.
It's the oldest functioning in Erie County.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty cool.
It's
so
very cool.
that front and person one, I think there's an industrial one that's better, older than ours. But
Okay.
but that birdcage elevator went in 1913 during the typhoid epidemic of 1913. So Henry Mayer, who owned the building, cut that in to the building and added it in.
Yeah.
So, but the building was built in 1899. So the freight elevator in the back is from 1899. So
Okay.
that's. So, and the other thing we're trying to do is raise enough money, but it's $500,000, is to put in a new elevator. We're not going to replace the elevator that we have. Technically, it's actually too small.
Yeah.
So we would want to we have to build the shaft and put the elevator in it.
Okay.
And John Shaft. And Shaft.
Talk about chef.
Talking about Shaft. He can take it. So the...
He's a smooth mother. Shut your mouth.
We digress.
we did ask the Schindler elevator company, which are out of England, basically, to put it in for free, and we would call it Schindler's Lift.
Oh no! Oh no!
They said no.
Who would say no to that?
Schindler.
Chandler. No, they're fine people. It's just the truth.
That's funny.
And so we do need that to improve our building and to move forward in the long run is we do need a new elevator. We need a modern elevator. We'll keep the old elevator. We just had it inspected by the state. It's perfectly legit. It's licensed. It's all that stuff. It's ADA acceptable. But it's not automatic. You know, you can't push a button and bring the elevator to you.
Right.
And that is the world today. You know, they don't want to run up 3 flights of stairs to get the elevator.
Yeah.
They come and bring it back down.
Yeah.
So we are looking for a way to raise funds eventually, with the next year or two, and I've been talking to the city and things like that to try to get $500,000 to build a new elevator.
Yeah.
To save the building. There's almost nothing. No building as old as ours, and no building as tall as ours. We're 5 stories, 70,000 square feet, so that there's no building that works on the second floor. Like even like McCoy's.
Right.
Okay, like what's his name? He does all the music stuff. He has a little studio upstairs, but almost nothing's happening on the second floor of all those State Street units. There's Daft Mark has stuff that goes on, but that's a walk up, and that's only 3 stories. So there's no building that doesn't have. If you want to use all the floors, you have to have an elevator.
Right.
So in order to make buildings economically viable, you have to use all your. You can't just have 2/3 of your building sitting up on top of you and not use them.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what they'd have.
Yeah.
So over and over, you're just using the first floor, and nothing's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
And you can't. The building then becomes worth less,
Yes.
and that hurts the city.
Right. For sure.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Real estate conversation.
We love the building, and the building
makes the art happen.
It does.
Without the building, you can't. The building is the empty cup that the art pours into.
Yep.
But you have to have a place where you can hang the lights, where you can do this thing. Tethered couldn't exist if we didn't have this building that we're willing to shut down for a couple of days, to do this cool thing. If we don't have a little theater up on the second floor, we can't do the work that we do. So you need a location for art or anything to really function.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do, is create the space.
That's awesome.
And we actually do have, 49 tenants in our building?
Yeah, we have 48, 49
That's
tenants.
a lot of artists.
That is a lot of artists. Yeah.
So we have 50 studios. We only have 2 open studios. Call me. We have 2 open studios. They're cheap, and our rent is inexpensive, and it includes all the utilities. So tenants come there, pretty much they don't move.
Okay.
They stay there for years and years. Clay Space has been in there for 40 years.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we bought the building, Clay Space was already part of it. Carol Werder is an artist in our building, and she's been there for 30 years.
Wow.
That's why it was so important when we were planning the doors that we had a secure system for them, because there is a lot of people coming and going out of that building, and that way
And a lot of equipment.
Right.
Yeah,
a lot of equipment,
absolutely.
things are valuable. A lot of women artists, and
Yeah.
and
that way
everybody has to
they
be safe.
control who's coming in the building.
They control it.
And we can see, because we have
Monitors. and stuff.
monitors and stuff, so we can tell who's coming in, who's leaving, when they were there. So it is a huge asset to do that.
Yeah,
when
we
did
had to change the doors.
Really.
And honestly, anybody who had ever had a studio in there for the last 30 years had a key to the front door. So
Okay.
it's like,
It was not a good
it
situation.
was not a good
Yeah,
situation.
that's,
you couldn't just change it. So that started the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is
I
how
get
to
it.
change the key to the front door.
I totally get it. Yeah. So we're gonna take our Werner Books coffee break,
Good. There you go.
and then we are going to come back and do what's on 814, and then we're gonna wrap things up here with Mark Tanenbaum.
Love the Werner
and Betsy
books.
Butoryak.
Just in there, they had those old books. I loved them.
Yeah. So
And
we'll-
a coffee shop. There's a coffee shop.
Yep.
They had
And
everything.
we will be talking about them very shortly.
Great.
Hey, Erie, what's up? We are live in the studio at Cam Studio, and it's time for What's on 814
Hey.
with Mark Tanenbaum and Betsy Butoryak and Brenna Thumler and me.
All right,
Ryan
you ready?
Johnson.
So what's on 814?
Oh, wait. Hey, we just had
What?
our Werner Books coffee break.
We did.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. We love Werner Books.
We do love them.
We do love
I-
Werner books.
I drank all of my coffee. It was like a cold brew with some foam.
I got my
Wild.
reader's roast. They have Valentine's Day themed little cup holders now.
Yeah.
Sleeves.
Sleeves.
Okay.
Right.
I love
So
the sleeves.
thanks. All right.
Real big.
Let me do what's on 814. Okay. So at the Academy, Anastasia is on now, running through February 25th. And at MCT, Amare Cabaret Night is February 16th through 18th. So that is Meadville.
Okay.
Erie, All in Act, is doing The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, February 9th through the 25th. Drama Shop, the original festival slate has been announced. So let me run through that really fast.
Hey, guess who wrote a full-length musical?
I know.
I guess it was me. So that's one of them.
And it's so good. So good.
I've adapted my graphic novel Delicates into a musical. So that is one of the full-length pieces that will be done as a stage reading. And Hades in the One-Year Winter by Charlotte Stowe will be also a stage reading. And then Midst of Paradise by Howard Lang, who did the hot dog play last year. He's done a full-length piece that will also be one of the full pieces. And then there are 4 shorts as well. So those will be like, you can view all of them at the same time. Yep. And that's Line by Benjamin Snyder, Drunk Words, Sober Thoughts by Adam Jeffrey Rossi, and License to Marry by Daniel Collette, and Clearance Corner Training Video by Chris Peterson. Awesome. So those are the 4 shorts. And that is running April 12th through 28th, I believe. Where am I? Yeah, 12th through 28th. And auditions are February 11th and 12th.
Yeah, it's like tomorrow.
Sunday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
If you're interested in auditioning, make sure you fill out your audition form. There are links everywhere. Go to the website or the Facebook page and fill out the form and show up to auditions. It's going to be really cool.
Show up to auditions.
Okay, so that's Drama Shop. Footlights is doing Alice Through the Looking Glass, March 15th through 24th. PACA, we've been talking with Mark and Betsy here. So many things. So this is the final weekend for Weird Romance. So get yourself to Weird Romance. There's a show tonight and then tomorrow afternoon.
2 o'clock.
Yes? Mm-hmm. All right, so you have 2 more opportunities to see that. And then same time next year, which we talked about, that is going to be on Valentine's Day, a really big fundraiser. So many things happening.
One night only.
Yes, only Valentine's Day.
Betsy, what do you have to say to our live audience?
Please
Buy
come
tickets.
to my show.
It's a fundraiser, and it's a lot of fun, and it's romantic and lovely, and the play is fabulous. So
it's a whole evening's entertainment.
Yep.
Everything's included in the price of the show, and we have 2 fabulous, well-known actors from Erie, Ken Brundage and Adele Crotty, who are starring in it. I really think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, tickets online.
Come. Please buy tickets and come see us.
On our website.
That's our picture.
What a romantic evening for the couples, right?
Yes.
Get yourself out there.
Take a picture with the crocodile.
Yeah.
Yes. Get your picture sketched together.
Yeah, by Luke Scribner. Luke Scribner will be there doing...
Laura Schaff will be there.
And we have an art show with Laura Schaff. So a little bit of everything for everybody.
I love it. So many things.
Love it.
There's even more at PACA.
What?
Tethered is on February 16th and 17th. Only 2 nights for that, so tickets are available for that now as well.
Till Thursday. I think Thursday's the last day.
The last day to get tickets.
Okay.
So time is running out. Get those now.
No tickets at the door.
No.
Right.
No.
That's right.
No.
You heard that here. Get your tickets now. Playhouse Tootsie closes this weekend as well.
Woohoo.
So you have
show.
tonight and tomorrow to see that. And then Station Dinner Theater is doing It's the Real McCoy, an all-new Irish comedy, March 9th through 24th. That was the number I wrote down.
Is it a 4 or is it a 9?
March 24th. Okay, so then in Franklin, Barrow Civic is... Oh, wait, one more thing in Erie. Erotic Fiction is running at Werner Books, and that is already happening. We're running
just forgetting
now.
our sponsor left and right today.
They're just like so ingrained
Warner
in me
Books.
that...
In the Liberty Plaza.
That's
Yes,
right. We love Werner Books.
We do love Warner Books. It's hosted by Gannon Schuster Theater, and 3 of the performers are from the Schuster Theater, and then 3 are actually from Drama Shop. So, get your tickets for that. It's happening at Werner through February 17th. And then
you buy the tickets when you
the
go?
door?
That I don't know. I know they're available
Sure.
online.
You can get them online, yeah.
I'm sure you can buy them at the door.
I think
I
so.
would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll check
Come
on
early.
that.
Just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll check on that.
And then Barrow Civic is doing The Play That Goes Wrong February 23rd through
That's
March
a great
3rd.
show. It's funny.
I really want to see
It's
that.
Hard to
really
do.
So
Yeah.
good.
I saw my high school did it, Seneca High School. And
A3 did it.
They did a very good job.
Very
with
nice
it,
job.
So,
One more thing.
Yes.
Hatch Hollow
yes.
is
Hatch Hollow.
doing the Evening of Crankies.
The Evening of Ryan.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is going to be also one night only, March 23rd. My dad and Beth Watkins and Doug and Charmaine Lodge and maybe another person. They've all created Crankies. What?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's running out. It's not.
We got an alert on the computer. We're fine.
Oh, what?
And I did find a little bit more about that.
Copyright
so it's also there's like puppetry. Like there will be puppets operated during the Crankies, and it'll be just one big like cool visual performance. So come check out the art. Come check out the puppets.
Do it.
Love puppets.
Yeah, March 23rd. I think that is everything. Oh.
Auditions.
Yeah, There's going to be auditions for Getting Out at PACA, another PACA thing. So many things going on, so many cool things. There's going to be you said participatory read-through March 3rd, and then auditions March 4th and 5th.
For Marsha
Getting
Norman.
Out.
Marsha Norman's Getting
Norman
Out.
play.
Yeah, so that's one
So
more
people
way to
can
get
see if it's a pretty gritty place and it's very dialogue heavy. So if people do the read through, they might decide I'd like to do this or maybe not.
Right.
You know, but we just thought it was a good way to introduce it to people who are coming to audition, so they know what they're.
That's a really good way to do it.
It is.
Hello, Spotlight 814 listeners. Co-host Brenna Thumler here. With an interruption, which is weird for you all, I'm sure. This has never happened before. Turns out the storage on our computers at CAM, where we record our podcast, was full. We got about a 10-second warning for that one. So I am here to bring you what's on 814, the Brenna's living room version. So let's run through that really fast. The Academy is doing Anastasia right now through February 25th. And the MCT is doing a Mare, a cabaret night, February 16th through the 18th. That's just one weekend. And those are the Meadville shows. For Erie, All in Act is going to be doing the Murder of Roger Ackroyd, February 9th through 25th. That's already happening, right? That is already happening. Drama Shop, the Originals Festival slate has been announced. And I'm going to run through that really fast. So there are 3 full-length shows. One of them is a staged reading of Hades in the One-Year Winter by Charlotte Stowe. There's also Mist of Paradise by Howard Lang. If you remember, Howard Lang was the genius behind the hot dog show last year. So definitely check that one out. And then actually my adaptation of a graphic novel I wrote, Delicates, I decided to turn that into a musical. So Delicates the musical will be the 3rd and final full-length piece of this year's festival. Then there are also 4 shorts. So we have Line by Benjamin Snyder, Drunk Words, Sober Thoughts by Adam Jeffrey Rossi, License to Marry by Daniel Collette, and Clearance Corner Training Video by Chris Peterson. So you can check all those 4 shorts out at once. They'll all be kind of like in the same time slot. Okay, so that is going to be happening April 12th through the 28th. So 3 weekends. Check out the entire festival lineup on the Drama Shop website now. All right, so Footlights, Alice Through the Looking Glass is happening March 15th through the 24th. At PACA, Weird Romance has just wrapped, so if you didn't see that, shame on you. Same time next year is the big Valentine's Day event, and that's one night only. So one night to see, same time next year. And there are going to be like a whole bunch of cutesy Valentine's Day things. Like, just, I mean, you heard all about it at the beginning of this episode. So just go out and be cute for one night, same time next year. And then Tethered is a really big thing that's happening at PACA coming up here on February 16th and 17th. I think there are like 50-some actors, performers in this like immersive theater experience. So you're going to definitely want to check that out. Tickets are on sale now, but they will not be on sale at the door. Tickets are going to only be on sale until this Thursday, the 16th, whatever the day, I think that's it. 15th, Thursday the 15th. So yeah, make sure you get your tickets by the 15th for Tethered. Playhouse, Tootsie has wrapped, so Lyle the Crocodile is coming out. I didn't write down those dates because when we recorded this podcast, we were still talking about Tootsie. So check out the dates for Lyle the Crocodile. That's going to be happening soon for part of their youth theater shows. So check that out now. And then Station Dinner Theater is doing It's the Real McCoy, an all-new Irish comedy, March 9th through the 24th. Gannon is hosting erotic fiction, but it's actually going to be at Warner Books. And that is running now through February 17th. Finally, Barrow Civic is doing The Play That Goes Wrong, February 23rd through March 3rd. One more thing to mention that's kind of outside the typical theater experience is Hatch Hollow's An Evening of Crankies. So Hatch Hollow is an art gallery, co-working space, art supply store in Meadville. If you hear a jingling, that's my cat running around the room like a madman. So the Evening of Crankies is kind of like an art show, puppet show, performing arts experience, and you definitely have to check that out. If you don't know what a cranky is, look it up. People crank a crank, and the image goes around, and it's sort of like a story through images, and they're going to be puppet shows and storytelling, and it'll be great. Go check it out and support Hatch Hollow. They are awesome. Some auditions coming up. We have Getting Out, also at PACA. PACA is doing so many things right now. And these auditions are, okay, first of all, there's going to be a participatory read-through March 3rd. And then auditions will be the 4th and 5th, which is so cool because you get to go on March 3rd and be like, is this play suited for me? And if it is, show up for auditions the next day. And if it's not, you don't do it. And then there are also auditions for Jesus Christ Superstar at Barrow Civic coming up February 25th and 26th, I believe those are the dates. And I think that is it. So that's the end. Sorry for like the weird change of pace here on our podcast. It's weird like talking to myself. Where are my people? But yeah, that's what's on 814. Thank you so much for listening, and we will be back hopefully with full storage next week. Catch you next time.